Hey guys, Tommy here. So this is going to be a very unusual video, and really a video that I have wanted to do for a long time, quite frankly. And it really took a lot for me to actually go through and do this video. So for those of you who are not exactly into rants or whatever, I would suggest turning this video off now. However, because this video partly does pertain to those of us in the modeling community, I mean, it might be worth your time to actually sit through this. I will try and keep it as brief as possible and get to the point, while at the same time really expressing my opinions and my thoughts on the matter. So, really, without further ado, the first thing I really wanted to talk about is a problem that I have seen kind of escalating, I guess would be a good word to use. When I came onto YouTube almost a year ago now, I was really excited to kind of share my views with you guys, share my models with you guys. I never in a million years intended for it to be as liked or as widely received as it is. If you would have told me a year ago that I would have had almost 27,000 views alone on YouTube, I would have told you were crazy. So I guess part of it comes from that. I feel like I'm harder on myself because I continue to strive harder to bring better quality videos to you guys, more diverse videos, and really tell you, if I was looking to buy one of these models, what I would want to know, the questions that I would want answered, the details I would want shown, etc., etc. That being said, I take issue and exception, quite frankly, to and there's really no other way to put this, but to stupid questions. And I'm sorry to word it like that. I'm sorry to break your bubble of what your parents and teachers told you growing up, but there are in fact stupid questions in the world. And I'm not calling anybody out individually. It's really something that's happened way more frequently than I believe it should have. So, and basically why I'm saying this, why do I think it's such a big deal? Well, it's a big deal because I can't speak for anybody else in this community, although I'm sure many of you will comment and agree. Or, comment if you can. For some reason, some of my videos, the comments have been disabled. And I don't know what's causing that or why it's doing that. That's not my doing. That's YouTube's doing. But whatever, that's another problem. What I was going to say was, I'm sure, other people are going to mention that, hey, Tom, I agree with you. I hear what you're saying. But our community is so diverse. It has such a wide age gap. Excuse me. You have, kids that are teenagers or even younger than that, to people who are my age in their 20s, to people who are in their 40s, 50s, and way past retirement age that love this community. And that's one of the main reasons why I've been involved. I've put myself out there, and I really enjoy talking with everybody because, I mean, when you think about it, there are very few things in life that really can catch the attention of, a huge range of age of people. So, and I think that's some of the problem, but a lot of your questions that you ask me specifically on here, on Instagram, on other social media sites that I put myself out on, really can be answered by taking the additional 20 seconds and kind of looking it up for yourself. So it is somewhat of an annoyance, and honestly, it's an embarrassment, I think, on some of your parts, quite frankly. I don't mean to be brash again, but, I'm all ears. I'm happy to answer your questions. I'm happy to do as many request videos that I can do. I know this is hard for some people to believe, but I do have a full-time job. This is not my full-time job. This is a hobby of mine, and it is very difficult to kind of balance the two and get everything done that everybody wants me to do. But a lot of your questions can be answered by simply just taking the time to look it up yourself. I don't understand why that's such an issue. So you guys get the point. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm not going to continuously go on and on and on. You're always going to have those people. But again, in terms of the sustainability of this community, the modeling community in a whole, in my opinion, in order for it to continue to grow in this economy and really get back up to where it was several years ago, I feel like everybody has to do their part, and that may be just a small part, but it's a part. It's a start. You know what? So that's that. The other thing I really wanted to talk about has absolutely nothing to do with my YouTube channel or ranting and raving or models. I wanted to briefly discuss the current situation that's going on in the world of law enforcement, which, again, as some of you may or may not know, I work in law enforcement. I have a big problem with really the discrepancy of what's going on. And you're thinking to yourself, Tommy, okay, what do you mean by that? Well, I am tired of people who hold this misguided view and this whole misguided trust of if the law enforcement enterprise as a whole. You know, people say, oh, well, the police officers are out to get me, or the cops, you know, they're out to... No. Nobody who works in law enforcement starts their day going, you know what? I'm going to go out there and ruin someone's life, or, you know, put somebody behind bars because, you know, I enjoy doing that. That's just not the case at all. And despite what you may hear or what you may see on movies and on TV, no professional law enforcement official wants to shoot somebody. I mean, that is the last resort, and that is a weapon that we have at our disposal that we are trained to use in a discretionary manner to protect ourselves. So if if you're running from the police and you decide, well, I'm going to draw a weapon on the police officer, there's nothing that I can do that is going to prevent you or prevent what's going to happen. It's not rocket science. I mean, it's not. Do not point a weapon of any kind at a law enforcement official, and you'll be fine. I mean, just think of it this way: if you point a weapon at a cop, okay, it doesn't matter if it's airsoft. We can't tell from a distance, even if you leave the orange tip on your airsoft gun or your pellet gun, which so many of these young kids think is the cool thing to do, is to take off the orange tip. From a distance, we can't discern what's a real weapon and what's not a real weapon. I mean, it's really just sad. There's so much more I want to say about it, and it's just so... The situation as a whole is terrible. These riots, these indiscriminate killings of police officers as they sit in their cars, this has got to stop. And I know that my voice, you know... as a guy here on YouTube, is not going to make a bit of difference. But, you know, to the couple hundred people that may come across this video or may view it, you know, I hope it opens up your eyes, and I hope you realize that, you know, we're people too. We have families, we have goals, we have, you know, things that we want to accomplish in life, and we're just like you. You know, we're not the bad guy here. So, and it's just, I understand that it's a very sore subject with most Americans right now, with everything that's going on and things that have happened. But, you know, change can happen, and change can happen the right way. Shooting police officers is not going to change things. Rioting is not going to change things. Looting is not going to change anything. If you have a genuine gripe or complaint, you can take that to your councilman or your, you know, mayor. There are ways now, especially in this age of social media, there are ways to get your view and get your, you know, gripe across to the right person without it turning into a big deal or escalating out of control. So, I mean, this video already is going on 10 minutes, so I think I'll just end it here. I know that these two things I wanted to talk about greatly varied in terms of importance, obviously, but they were two things that really I wanted to get out and wanted to say. Feel free, if YouTube will let you to let me know your views. I can't necessarily guarantee you that I'll agree with them, but I do hear you, I do understand you, And I'm with you guys. You know, I don't do these videos or these pictures. I don't do them for my benefit. You know, I know what I have. I don't need to review my own models. I do it for you guys. I enjoy doing it. All I'm asking is that in order for this community to continue to grow and to continue to get better, which helps all of us out, by the way, you know, just use some common sense, guys. Really, use that thing between your ears called a brain. You know, you were given one for a reason. So I won't go on too much longer. As always, guys, please be safe, and thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.